Hey everyone, a few things before the episode starts. First, within the next week or so, I'm going to release the first set of GM notes for my patrons. It's going to be the general notes that I wrote up in planning the first run that the team is currently on right now. Now, there might be some spoilers in those notes, so if you care about that sort of thing, well, you've been warned. Now, along those lines, I want to get feedback from people about the kind of things that they'd like to see in these monthly GM note drops that I give out. So, if you're a patron at the $2 level or higher, you receive these as a reward on a monthly basis, and I want to know what you're interested in. If you're not a patron, well, for just $2 a month, you could get these monthly drops of GM notes to include run planning, NPC stats, gang write-ups, whatever, really. I give out all sorts of stuff, and I want to find out what you guys find interesting. So if you're interested in that, go over to patreon.com/complexaction. Go ahead and shoot me a message. I'll probably put up a post with the GM notes on it, so you can include current patrons. You can go on there and leave your feedback there. If you're looking to get that kind of stuff, just head over there and become a patron. Also, and I'll plug this again in future episodes, but this month we'll be doing our first monthly cast party episode. It's going to be put out on the podcast feed, but more importantly, it will be live streamed, and that's going to be on Monday, September 26th at 8:30 p.m. Eastern U.S. time. Now, we'll talk about the campaign so far. We'll answer questions people have for me and the players, all sorts of stuff. It's just a way for us to have fun and kind of chill out and talk behind the scenes stuff. There'll be more details to come on that, including links for where to watch it live. It'll probably be a YouTube stream, but look forward to that and stay tuned. We're really excited about that. It'll be really cool. Now, anyway, without further ado, on with the show. You're listening to the Complex Action Actual Play podcast. In this episode, Alpine, the dragon's drug dealer, helps the runners find out where Poncho lives. They start to track down the commlink they're supposed to destroy, and a little old lady provides some critical help. Oh, and of course, there's more bus rides. Now, please enjoy Episode 3, Flamethrower Lockpick.
I got this name here. Some Samuel Johnson guy. He's been in the news. Maybe a little friend there can look him up.
Haley, anything on the Matrix about Samuel Johnson? Sounds like a name somebody would put on their fake sin.
Alright, let me see.
What would you know about Sins, kid?
4.
Yes, it's not hard to find information about Samuel Johnson. He is in the news. He was a murder victim. He was actually found dead in this part of town, and Lone Star is investigating, and he's a resident of West Columbia. Actually not far. His home is actually not far, no more than like 4 or 5 blocks away from an area that many of you are familiar with, the territory of an area called Families for Metahumans. It's not in that area, but it's to give you an idea, to give you and your characters an idea of the part of town that they would be in. It's in also not too far away from your employer, Justice Shield's office. So Samuel Johnson lived there, and the news reports say that it seems like it's suspected that it might be gang related, but they're having trouble finding motive since he lived so far away from the place that he was found.
Does it say if he was lives alone, like any surviving kin or anything like that?
Oh yeah, he had a wife and kid.
Does it say what his job was?
It's
his day job.
He was a store clerk at a stuffer shack.
All right.
Does it say which stuffer shack?
No, it does not.
He was up for food fight again. This time with tables.
He was the clerk the whole time. So I want to roll a quick local area knowledge and see if in that area, how many stuffer shacks are there? And with a giant pile of hits, how many stuffer shacks are in that area that we could go asking questions on?
Stuffer shacks are all over the place, so I mean,
Yeah.
you'd probably be, and there's no guarantee that he would be working close to home.
So we got two options really. We can either go talk to Icefyre, but according to that guy, he thinks he's missing too. Or we could go hit up the dude's wife, see what he was into.
We weren't exactly hired to solve the murder, were we?
No,
No,
they
he-
somehow linked to Poncho.
Yeah, why
He's
would
sick.
Poncho have... Yeah, I'm just wondering why Poncho would have anything to do with that guy, though. Got a hunch or something?
Something to do with Poncho and Icefyre. Had business with this dude.
I will look up Icefyre with 6 hits.
Well, okay.
And who the direct calls himself Icefyre?
Icefyre.
Sounds like he's trying way too hard to be cool.
Icefyre, trying way harder than you realize, because Icefyre is spelled with a Y in place of the I in the fire.
You know, I just pictured that spelling without you having to say anything.
I hate this guy.
He happens to be the leader of the Dragons gang. Haley finds out. He was recently implicated as being involved in a murder of a Samuel Johnson. His attorney, Justice Shields, has instructed that nobody's been able to get any comment from him in the news, and Justice Shields will not make any comment to the news. But he's currently has been assigned a public defender, Justice
Direct.
Shields.
Direct, we're working for the Dragons. Icefyre's our indirect employer.
Sounds that way.
Doesn't matter.
So,
You also find out as you're digging, Haley is digging around, that Justice Shields is kind of like an up and coming. He's been a lawyer for a while, but this is like his first big kind of like courtroom case, the criminal case where he's actually doing something that is worthwhile, and it seems like he's hoping to make succeed and make a name for himself and actually start getting real work that isn't just settling out of court constantly on civil cases and stuff.
Why am I not surprised that Icefyre is being represented by a fragging lawyer that takes a bad Shadowrun her name? Oh, big happy pirate family with their happy pirate nicknames.
The dreck you talking about pirates, man? You think we're on a boat?
Payday just lets that hang.
Well, great. Where are we gonna look next? I was hoping we'd find him with the Dragons, not find the Dragons wanted to look for him. That doesn't help us at all.
The next person to talk to might be Lone Star. They're investigating and Icefyre is implicated. Poncho might be their witness.
You think Lone Star stashed him?
It's a good chance. Last we saw Poncho and Icefyre with this dude that got murdered. Icefyre is now the defendant. Poncho is probably the only person who's seen the two of them together.
We should have researched this one. 2700 doesn't seem worth it to tangle with Lone Star.
We just need to figure out first if that's even the case. If he is, they probably got him on the down low, hiding somewhere in some bolt hole. He's probably not. It's sitting in some, behind bars. Easy enough. Find out where he's at. We go pick him up. Heck, we tell Alpine there to go pick him up. So who knows a friend or two in Lone Star? They're not real big fans of me.
try to cross a few paths with them.
Doesn't leave us with a lot of leads, though, does it?
We could talk to that dealer tomorrow.
As Pillar, as she's walking out, you actually get kind of a, as you're walking towards the edge of the park, walking away, you hear from behind you Alpine call out and say, "Hey,
Yep.
look, I just thought of something. I might be able to tell you. I might be able to tell you where you can find where Poncho lives, but it's going to cost you. I just got some nitro in, and you're going to have to take it off of my hands, all of it.
How much you got?
I got 10 hits.
What the heck am I gonna do with 10 hits of nitro?
I don't really care, but I got to get rid of it.
She'll, I'll take 2, and she'll look over at Leroy. How you feeling?
Just have to buy it. We don't have to use it.
Can I shoot him now?
The elf? Yeah, go ahead.
I ain't trying to be shot today.
Electro clears his throat and says, I'll pick up a couple doses.
All in all, he's charging you 500.
Yeah, I know the math. And Phil's like, alright. I ain't gonna take 10 hits of nitro. I don't look like a troll. But I'm willing to take a few hits off you. I'll take 5.
Just give me a negotiation.
I'll contribute my share. I don't want any nitro though.
I got 3.
All right. Yeah. He says fine. 5's fine.
Yeah, good deal, man.
So he'll take 250 new yen off of you, and you got 5 hits of nitro now. He tells you where Poncho's apartment is. It's actually not far from the Horseshoe, believe it or not. In an apartment building called Cornell Arms. He says, trust me, we've looked there. He's not there, but I just thought you might want to snoop around there or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I'll go have a look there. Thanks, man.
Yeah, well,
I
don't thank me. Bye. And he just leaves.
So look all sad for a moment, like she's got yelled at. Try to let him save face.
He gets back to his gang buddies, and he like says something, and he looks like he's talking himself up, and they laugh. And
Pillar,
Yeah?
what kind of negotiating expenses did you have there?
I don't know. We'll figure it out later, man. Let's get the work done. We'll add it all up.
All right.
So, we got a new place to go. Somebody with a better memory, tell me what it was. You heard for that, right?
The Cornell Arms apartment.
That's right. Let's go check that out. How far away is that? Anybody know this area?
I got it.
it's another 20-minute drive, but if you're taking the bus again,
I guess we'll go stand by the bus stop.
Yeah, we're gonna go to the bus stop. We'll see you guys there. You might, do a few loops. We'll be there in about 40 minutes.
Cabs exist, you know that, right? Like,
I'm buying trucks. I'm not gonna take cab.
I got room for 1,
You seen
maybe
the bus,
2
man?
if you sit on each other's laps, but
Nah,
that's it.
Have you seen the bus? The bus is here. Nice. Gives my brother time to do his little tinker and stuff. It's a nice luxury ride. It'll be all right.
Just shake my head and go back to my bike.
Payday pretends he knows what you're talking about.
it's going to take you about an hour on the bus this time because, the bus just left. It's got to come back. Or a bus has to come back.
I'll make small talk.
Well,
I'm going to
Cornell-
go scout it out in the meantime.
okay. Well, when you get there, Payday, you definitely know this area. You definitely know Cornell Arms. It's an apartment building that is, it's less than a block away from the Horseshoe, actually, or it's about a block away from the Horseshoe. It's downtown, but it's not. It's still in kind of a rougher part of town, so it's not. The Horseshoe is kind of like this rough island in the middle of downtown, so it's still kind of like it's not a nice apartment building. That's what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah.
It's about I don't know, 15 stories high, maybe.
Oh, wow, taller than I expected. From getting an idea, popping some flybys up, do the apartments seem largely occupied? Are they boarded up or?
It's not boarded up. It's well kept for what it is. It's occupied like people live there. Like it's not just ne'er-do-wells that live there. It's just, it's just not a nice apartment building.
Gotcha.
I will do a search and just kind of see what I can find out about the apartments for.
Yeah, it's kind of a lower middle class, lower middle to low. There's some pretty cheap apartments there, but there's some decent ones. There's some gang activity that's around that area, being across from the Horseshoe and in that part of town. But nothing happens, there's nothing particularly super interesting about this apartment building like that would make it stand out. It's just a place where a lot of people live.
Okay.
Looks nice.
Alrighty, I'm not gonna make any big moves. I'll wait for you guys to get here.
Yep, I'm gonna do redo a couple of I'll make up a couple more preparations on the bus.
Okay.
I'll roll them and put them into a dock here.
Don't worry, guys. I'm saving for a Americar. We'll take the bus later. Maybe a Coco taxi. Does that sound like fun?
Is that the rickshaw thing?
Yeah, it'd be a nice breeze this time of year. Alright. If we can get there. Did it say what we get an apartment number, or is it just this apartment?
Yeah, you got the apartment number. It's on the apartment number 903. It's on the 9th floor.
Yeah, I'm pretty familiar with my sister. So do I have an idea of what your stats are
Oh,
for the purpose of preparing stuff that might boost it?
yeah. It helps I have nothing less than 3.
Were you asking me a question?
I guess I was asking her a question, but also
Okay.
wondering if I'm allowed to know her stats.
Sure.
Okay. It's important what force I use. What about intuition?
4.
All right, I'll put together a force 4 increased intuition for you. I need a small battered. That's like a plastic component or plastic case, see-through case that might have come out of like one of those bubble vending machine things, and inside it is like a small, looks like a rock that's glued to a little gear from something.
Oh, man.
Just know that
Buddy?
all you need to do is touch it. It'll work for a little while.
Yeah. This will be good. Yeah, so if we get there, I think we just go up and knock. You guys want to go in a little stealthier. Poncho's hopefully not home.
Well, we're gonna need to get in and search this place for any clues.
What floor is it on?
9. It's 903.
Just, calculating fall damage, that's all.
Try not to fall. Is anybody good at picking a lock?
Do that thing where I tap my boot against the curb quite
Well, I can open doors. It's just that they might not shut again afterwards.
I like
I
that.
plan.
Tends to get a little loud though. Is anybody more subtle at it? Let's go take a look, see what locks up there.
I can be quiet.
Okay, let's go check it out.
I guess in we roll, totally not criminals.
I'm a criminal. At least I was once. Not now though.
Sis, what you said about sins before, I don't think I ever told you, but there was a guy I knew, a good chunk of my money when I left the corp. I've been assured that I don't have one anymore.
It's really for the better. It's
Is that
cheaper.
a private conversation or a public conversation?
He's not being super secretive about it, but he's not, saying it out loud to let his voice carry. If you're walking with us, you'll probably overhear.
There's a look.
Don't worry about that. He probably just farted.
All right, so you guys will eventually get to the apartment building. Payday, you just scoping out the place until they show up?
Pretty much making my rounds, just kind of keeping inconspicuous.
All right. Well, you guys will eventually get there. When you guys get off the bus, Haley says that she needs to stop by the horseshoe and grab a thing before she can join you guys, since you're right there. But you guys gonna head in?
Yeah, I think so.
Again, I will provide overwatch if you need any matrix reconnaissance in the meantime as well. Payday and Eon and I can handle it.
Who's Eon? I got a couple messages from her, but I didn't see her around.
She replies, "I'm Eon."
I sort of look over. I'm still wearing my goggles. Oh, great. Hello.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Are
Payday
you?
isn't much in the way of introductions.
Where are you? You're a persona, right? A Decker?
Payday actually cuts her off as she's about to speak. She's a program. She's not real.
Kind of looks at her, looks back at Payday, looks back at her.
She seems a
Longer
little
look.
bit, unhappy at that description.
Looks back at Payday. You have a virtual girlfriend?
Friend. She ain't my girlfriend.
Looks back over at Ian. You're not his virtual girlfriend?
That's about all of this I can handle.
She as well doesn't really. She seems a little bit dejected.
She's a girl, and she's my friend. She's not my girlfriend.
Oh,
Right.
This is great. Keep it going, man.
Leroy's gonna go to head inside while this conversation.
Don't you
So-
dare judge me.
So I look over at Nancy. So, do you have a boyfriend?
I'm happy to provide Overwatch if you need it.
I give her
I'm
a
just a
smile and a
program.
thumbs up. Well, it's nice to meet you.
Good.
I'd introduce you to my friend who's tagging along, but that might freak some people out and make them call the police. Maybe you'll get a chance to meet him later.
Is he imaginary as well?
That's a complicated question. I don't think we really have time to delve into the specifics of that. But I guess the answer is I don't know.
There's a front desk clerk when you go in, Leroy, who kind of gives you a half look when you walk in, and looks at you for a minute, and then kind of like decides that they don't feel like it, and then looks back down at whatever they were looking at.
The smartest decision he made all day.
So, 9th floor, right?
Yup.
All right, so you guys head up to the 9th floor. There's an elevator, fortunately.
Thank God in this heat.
When you get up there, apartment number 903, you come out of the elevator. It's off to the right. There's an apartment door, and it's just got a typical kind of maglock swipe thing.
Man, if somebody's any good with the Matrix, that'd be really handy.
Eon's like, I can try.
Got some hardware? Pop that open.
3 hits. Is there any additional security measures on a perception test?
It doesn't look like it. The hallway is pretty, it's clean. Like, it's been clean, but it's you can tell that this, and you could tell this from the outside of the building and obviously from the inside of the building. It's an old building. These are old wooden doors, actually. They've just been fitted with maglocks.
Oh, guys, I got this.
Perfect.
And I step up and I pull out a copper rod that's about 18 inches long. It's got, it looks like the one end of the rod, it goes from being a solid rod to being a lattice work of copper wire that's around kind of a roundish red ball. And I point it at the door and I cast a Force 8 Flamethrower spell on the place where the maglock will soon no longer be.
All right, awesome.
That's 6 hits. I'm assuming 6 net hits because it's not dodging.
Yeah, as much as it would like to, the maglock is unable to dodge.
So it's looking at 14p AP minus 8. I'm not sure what the berry rating is, but I don't think it's that high.
No, let's just say that you have disintegrated the maglock as well as put a nice hole that is got small flames and cinders in the where part of the door where the lock was.
I kind of do a twirl with the rod and blow at the tip as if it were a smoking gun, and step back and kind of wave and extend one hand as if to say, "After you."
Pillar will facepalm and then look up at the ceiling to see if the sprinklers are about to come on.
There is some smoke, but you can only hope that they're not about to come on.
Are you still carrying your lampshade?
No, I'm not. I'm not wearing that. You probably haven't seen me with that if you first met me at Rudolph's place.
I wasn't sure if it was something like he had in his pocket or was carrying along with him.
No, that wouldn't fit in a pocket.
Okay, because I'm just looking for the opportunity to make it bad.
No, that's for out and collecting reagents in the heat of the day.
Hey, Bobby, just in case, I'm setting a fly spy with the group, and I'm also going to have the second one hovering over the 9th floor there and scoping things out through open windows, or if there is any.
I'll give a quick listen to see if I hear anybody inside.
Pillar will push open the door and go inside.
All right, throw caution to the wind. All right, go ahead.
I got 4 hits on that audio perception test.
Yeah. Leroy doesn't hear anything inside.
All right, yep.
Except for the footsteps of an orc woman dressed in a suit.
Yep, he'll go inside then.
All right, inside the apartment, it's kind of like one long hallway that ends in a bathroom directly in front of you. It's a solid wall all along the left, and anything of interest, all the rooms are on the right. The first room on the right is going to be like a living area. There's a couch table, a desk with a console there, like a small computer console, computery console. Then there's a kitchen, and then two doors at the end, like presumably bedrooms.
No, go look for what I think is a bedroom.
Like I said, you walk past the living area, which is, a typical kind of like bachelor pad looking place. It's pretty messy. There's in the kitchen, it doesn't look like it's stocked with much of anything. The trash is overflowing. The first door you come past, so that's what you came past first, was the living room. Then the next open door was the kitchen. Then the next closed door, you open that, and it's just an empty room with a rolled out like sleeping mat. It's like an exercise mat, like a yoga mat or something, with a blanket on top of it, and that nothing else in that room. And the next room past that, though, is a bedroom. It's got a bed in it, like a full-sized bed, and like a nightstand with an ashtray and a bunch of cigarette butts, and a window and an air conditioning window unit.
I'm gonna take a look at the nightstand.
I got 3 hits on a crime scene investigation.
So are you guys going to be searching the apartment?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you looking for? Anything?
I'm going to be actually searching it with astral perception to look for any signs of emotional significance or perhaps any magical signatures, which I don't expect to find. But if there's anything like that had a lot of emotional attachment, maybe I can hone in on it and help find a clue that way.
Okay, go ahead and roll that. And anybody who's going to be in there searching, tell me what you're looking for first.
Was that good enough for that, what I said?
Yeah, Elric, I understand what Elric's doing, yeah. If you're not, you don't have to tell me anything specific. If you're just trying to look for something quote-unquote interesting or useful, that's fine too. I just want to know what your intentions are.
I'm mostly trying to look for what his, probably more likely night. I've totally forgot. Hold on. I mostly want to look to see what Poncho may have been to Icefyre. So, if he's a gun or has some armor jackets, so it looks like maybe he was an enforcer, if there's a little bit of drugs somewhere, or anything that kind of tells me what Poncho's position was with Icefyre.
Okay. Good deal. And you guys can teamwork this. Whoever's going to be doing that, you'll just have to, decide who's leading and whatnot.
Assuming mine is a separate roll, I get 6 hits on a sensing.
Yeah, and since yours is pretty fast, you're going to be able to do that. I'll give you that information right now real fast so that you could, well, you know what? With 6 hits, you are going to find something interesting, so I'm going to let you, well, let's just say the whole apartment just seems pretty normal for an apartment. However, in the bedroom, around the bed, you do notice some like faint emotion of like worry, maybe panic, but like concern and worry and yeah, panicky kind of a feeling.
Am I able to get a sense that this is like more long-term thing? Like this person usually goes to bed worried and just imprints that sense, or is this more like a more rapidly fading, more recent spike of something?
It's hard to say. It is. It does seem very faint, though. There's no like strong feeling. Like in game mechanics terms, it's not like any kind of a background count or anything like that. It's just a general feeling, but it's very faint. Like maybe it hasn't been there that long.
Okay, I'm gonna suggest that someone who's like physically searching, hey, pay close attention to this room. There might be something here.
So what I'm going to do is go ahead and automatically give you I'm basically going to let the sensing count as part of the teamwork. Let's just put it that way.
So I was going to look on that note around the bed, do that little thing where you lift up the mattress a little bit, but I'm also looking for if there's any little bits of blood spatter or anything, like maybe somebody got in a fight or signs of a struggle.
Okay, so who's leading the teamwork test?
Oh, if we're doing a perception search, I don't have Trek, but I can yell at someone else to do it in leadership.
Yeah, as Ulrich sort of shakes his head, better do what she says. Trust me, I grew up with this woman.
So Leroy, I guess you're the only other person there.
So
Yeah, seems that way.
Oh, and by the way, just in case it isn't obvious just by the race, in many other ways, Elric and Pillar look nothing like they would be related.
Hey, this is the South. I ain't judging.
I get the feeling Leroy may not consider me his leader, but Pillar's gonna use her direct to like, hey, look for little signs of blood or something. You see anything around here? You got sharp eyes, man.
I forget where I was going with that. So that's 6 hits.
Well, you get did you roll 6 extra dice for the sensing? Do you have a perception skill?
Oh, I totally do. I just wanted to make sure that because we rolled
It's
it on
a-
the same roll 20 table, I wanted to make sure that was the same roll for that.
Yeah, Bobby will take a leadership direct instead of a teamwork test. It would be 6 hits. It's up to him.
So, and you get 6, I guess, for my sensing. So you're going to cap out at whatever your ranks are.
Okay, that doesn't matter. So
And +2 to your limit, which is probably pretty high already.
5 hits.
All right. So this is going to be, it's going to be an extended test. So go ahead and roll all those again, -1.
I do have a separate roll that I want to do. He has an olfactory booster, so he's going to look for any kind of, smell of gunpowder, anything along those lines.
Okay. And yeah, the direct is just fine. The leadership, so you can add those hits on. If you didn't on the last roll, you can go ahead and add those on just only this next roll.
The sensing hits cap me out.
Well, direct isn't. Oh, never mind. You're right. It does act as teamwork. So you're right. You get capped at 6.
Yeah, leadership is awesome that way in that it can teamwork with anything.
Yeah.
But he has to accept me as his leader. And you do now. Haha, yes.
You should do everything she says.
I will throw you out that window.
All right. So
dice, just
go ahead and roll it again. Tell me how many hits you get. Since you have just one area that you're looking in now, each one of these is only like a minute long anyway. So
the second one got me 7 hits.
all right, we'll say that it probably is only going to take you 3 or 4 minutes altogether. I won't make you keep rolling. So after just a couple of minutes, you don't find any kind of signs of struggle or anything. It just looks like a normal room. Nothing interesting necessarily has happened here. No gunpowder like you're looking for. No blood spatters or anything like that. No broken windows or anything like that. But you do find a commlink under the mattress.
What kind of commlink? Is it a fancy one?
It's a meta link.
I kind of just toss that to whoever seems to be paying attention, and then I will continue searching the room for the matchbook to a place that will be inevitably where we find him, because that's how all detective stories go.
Pillar, take a look at the comm link. It's gonna be useful. I believe
Yeah,
John said something about the comm link, right?
Yeah, that might have the data. Hey, did you see where Haley ran off to? We should
No.
probably have her take a look at this.
Yeah, if she doesn't know, I know a girl on a horseshoe who might be able to help us. We should head back that way. See, I think Pillar and Elric are gonna head back outside, head to the horseshoe.
You found the comlink?
Yeah, we found the comm link.
A comlink.
A comm link.
We can try to get into it. I can't imagine we could do much damage.
I'm not one for computers.
Oh,
You got
yeah.
You can do it.
Eon can do it, right? You can do that kind of stuff, can't you, Eon?
I can attempt.
Don't worry. We trust you. See if you
Payday
can
promise.
find the data we're looking for and maybe any clues about where this guy's going to have gone. I mean, I don't know. If I were going to disappear somewhere, I probably would leave something on a comlink saying, going to go in hiding at the spot I normally hide at this particular address. But you never know. Some people are really dumb.
I was about to say, we are assuming a lot of this idiot.
I'm not assuming much. He works for some gang who probably killed some guy. They usually use a burner link to taunt at each other. There might be text messages or something on there. If we can get into it, we'll find out.
All right, I try to hack on the fly and get a mark on this thing.
All right. What's your dice pool for hacking?
8.
You can buy the hits if you want. It's just a meta link.
Beautiful. Oh, sweet. Okay, so she will buy the hits then.
All right. So yeah, it's not hard to get into it. It's has a password and all, but whatever.
We have access to the comlink. What do you want to know?
Just look at text messages. See who we last talked to.
Payday will have Eon scan it.
Any comm codes in there?
What about, don't these things record all the info about where you've been?
That's a good
You know,
idea.
supposedly for, marketing analytics, but, the corps are always,
Marketing analytics.
well, they're that too, I'm sure.
Sure. So you can go through and look at, you can look at like the photo and video gallery and whatnot.
I can have Eon assist me with doing just a data search.
Sure. Absolutely.
So Eon got 3 successes on the assist. Oh, and I'm glad she did. I only ended up getting 3 successes on my roll with the assist.
All right. So what are you looking for?
Everything.
I'd say we're looking for the text messages, phone calls. See if there's
Yeah.
any type of data about where he's been in the last few weeks. Any receipts for a stuffer shack?
Now, you said it is a meta link, right?
Yes.
So you probably use this thing as a burner, really. And that's why it's here. But pretty much any tracking information that we might be able to pull off of it, and any interesting calls. I don't imagine there's going to be a lot of them.
So yeah, the do you have any relevant skills that would help you with like analyzing this kind of a data? I mean, you have access to a lot of data, but whether you will find it useful or not is a whole other question.
I assume other than computer.
Why don't you give me I mean, this is kind of like, why don't you give me a logic plus intuition roll? Because it's kind of like you're taking a look at the information and seeing if you can glean anything useful from it. You know what I mean?
Sure, I can do that. 3 successes.
Okay. So there's, as far as like where the commlink has been, it's been all kinds of places. It looks like he carries it around, and it's been up to the part of town that you guys were in when you were with the dragons. It was there. It was there the night of the murder. It was up there, and then it seems like it came back to the apartment, and it hasn't left the apartment ever since.
Is there any messages on this thing?
There are lots of messages about like nothing that seems super useful, but ever since it was in the apartment, there have been messages from people asking where he was, and things like, you know, Icefyre's looking for you, you know, Dreckman, we can't find out where you are, why don't you call us back, stuff like that.
Well, at least that confirms our initial suspicions.
So if we go back further, is there any indication what he did from Icefyre? Are there any actual messages from Icefyre?
There are messages that imply that they, how do I want to put this? There are messages that look like some from Icefyre, some from other people, that are basically more or less implying that they want the commlink. That why did you run off with your commlink? You need to bring it back here. We need that.
This commlink?
It just
Just a
says your commlink or your comm. Now, as you're looking through it, you find Payday video and stuff. I'm assuming that you would have looked through that.
Yeah, I was pretty much trying to scan any relevant information on the burner. Or it doesn't seem to be a burner at this point.
Sure. One of the videos that you find is like a shaky video that was being taken of a person that you would recognize as Samuel Johnson, the murder victim. And he's in just kind of like a room, and he's kind of being beat up, and he's being hit a couple of times, and people, you know, someone like, it's just video that's being taken of that, and people saying things that you don't really understand. But then part of the video, you catch a glimpse of a guy who is identified by the person taking the video as Icefyre. He's like, because what happens is he's taking the video, you catch a glimpse of a guy who comes up and hits Samuel Johnson, who's sitting in this chair, and, you know, people are just taking turns or hitting this guy. And one of them does, you see, he's the only person's face that you see. And he starts yelling at the guy who's taking the video, you know, like, what the frag are you doing? You got my face, blah, blah, blah. And somebody says, the person who's taking the video calls him by name as Icefyre. And then the video goes off.
Holy frag. Chummers, this is the pay data.
All right.
I've got everything right here.
Still need the guy though, right?
Yeah, we still need the guy.
Give us a little extra money.
I think I just saw the last mortal moments of the victim.
Does anybody happen to have any legal knowledge skills or
Ew.
police
I do.
Procedure kind of stuff.
I have crime scene investigation and security procedures.
Crime scene investigation would work. Pillar has legal kind of stuff.
Okay, I got 2 hits. Know a little bit about it. It's a little.
4 hits.
All right, both of you. This isn't hard to know. If you see the video, it would become apparent to you. Like you would notice this right away just from the knowledge that you have that it would stick out to you that this would only be evidence that would implicate him, because he is at no point is Samuel Johnson killed during this video. He's very much alive at any point during this video. It's just kind of like for your information. It's not, it seems like this is probably what they're looking for, but it's not like this it's not like this is you did not watch him get murdered.
Yeah, Payday thinks that he just, we got it.
Yeah, it's a pretty damning evidence, even though it's not 100% clincher.
Yeah, the one thing it does indicate that we need to find a Poncho, right?
What do you mean it's not a clincher? We got him right there. We got his face. You got him beating the guy. The guy probably killed him right after.
Right. It's just not a complete smoking gun is all I'm saying. It's got to be the pay data, though.
Circumstantial best.
Defense lawyer in the making there, Leroy.
He's probably been on the opposite end of this argument.
Well, whatever the case, is there anything on there that can help us find where he might have gone?
Not so far.
What about phone numbers for other people you might know?
He is saying, I was hoping this was a burner. Seems like it isn't. He used this for everything. There's a lot here.
Well, at the very least, we can give this back to our Johnson. Good old Justice. Can always look for Poncho later.
Is there having Eon maybe cross-reference while I'm working on this, having Eon cross-reference with a data search, perhaps some official Lone Star numbers? Is there anything that I might be able to cross-reference in the fact that this Poncho may have been in contact with Lone Star through this comlink?
So you don't get any indication from what you saw that he contacted like any known Lone Star numbers. No.
Okay.
If that's what you're asking.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
So I assume a punk would just be pretty, unless he was already a snitch to begin with, which is possible from the fact that he was taking this video in the first place.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back to the kitchen, see if I find any plastic AR cards or anything, any electronic paper, the phone number, something hastily written, or a business card.
Give me a quick perception test.
Oh, my greatest weakness. Oh, I'm totally gonna use the thing my brother gave me. I want my intuition.
You're gonna drink your street smarts juice.
Yeah, I'm gonna drink my street tart moose juice and then
No,
go around.
Actually, this one you pop open a little plastic bubble thingy and touch the.
That's right. The prize out of the quarter machine.
Yep. All right, and it got 5 hits, but anything more than 4 doesn't matter. Your intuition is effectively 4 higher for the next 4 minutes.
I got 2 hits. Defaulted on that perception check.
Okay. You don't find anything interesting.
So are there people in the other apartments in this area?
Yes, and funny you should mention that, because as you guys are looking around, you hear a voice from the hallway that says, a woman's voice, who's an old lady, who's saying, "Hello, Poncho."
Oh, hey, don't worry, guys. I got this. Yeah, 1 minute. Hold on. And I'm gonna snort a quick line of Nova Coke. Might as well, right? I mean, that'll help me look around and talk to this old lady. So I'm gonna just do a quick line. Set it in 3 seconds. And rub my nose. I'll go out. Hey, hello, ma'am.
She, at the sight of you, she seems startled, and she's just a little old human woman who was poking her head in and said, "Oh, I was asking about. The door was open. I thought maybe Poncho had come home."
I haven't seen Poncho in a couple days, and I owe him some money. Have you seen him? Have you heard from him lately?
I haven't, but you're not the first people to come by.
Oh, really? What do the other people look like? I'm a
Well,
little worried for him. Poncho's a good guy, but life's hard these days.
Oh, yes. I didn't talk to them. They didn't. They looked to be suspicious types.
Oh, really?
Yes, they didn't seem trustworthy.
Were they wearing black and green?
Oh no, they had these hooded sweatshirts on, and they were purple and blue.
Purple and blue. They were all wearing purple and blue?
There were two of them, and yes, they were. They had a weird, strange symbol on the back of the sweatshirt.
What did it look like?
It looked like a head of a man in a hoodie with red eyes.
That is pretty weird. I'm gonna go see if I can maybe look for these guys. See if maybe they've seen Poncho.
Yes, do. How do you know Poncho?
Oh, we go way back. We met did a bit of mutual work on a little job site a few years ago.
On the job site?
Just a job we did together. It was a little contract work.
Well, if you find him, you tell him to come back.
Yeah? Do you normally go to his stuffer shack around here? Does he bring you stuff?
When I go and visit my nephew out of town, he feeds my cats.
Oh, yeah, we need to get him back, just in case you gotta go again soon. We'll find him for you.
And what's your name, honey?
Oh, my name is, Blake Wilson.
Well, Miss Wilson, you find Poncho and you tell him to come back.
Oh, absolutely. I'll tell him to come back to see you.
She goes off.
Miller
What a
makes
sweet
a
old
note
lady.
that she needs to, oh man, I gotta get my facts straight. Samuel, Poncho, who are these people?
I say, Blake Wilson? Wasn't that the girl who kicked you in the shin at soccer practice?
Yeah, she was mean.
Yeah, she was a total snitch.
We play soccer with a troll.
You know that if Poncho's dead, you just inherited some cats.
Shit. I don't need that trick.
You can drop off at my place. I like cats.
Ain't
Oh,
you
we
like
go.
a pillar of the community or something?
Nah, man. Jokes. Go stick them in your one seat in your van. Let's get out of here.
It's a car. It's a really nice car.
I believe you. Have you seen
Seeing
a
as
bus?
how-
How many seats I got?
Seeing how your significant other doesn't take any space, I wonder why you bothered getting a two-seater.
What's significant? Don't call her my significant other.
Elric is just chuckling.
We need to get you a real name.
All right. It's
Then Elric suddenly looks horrified and kind of looks over at Ian and says, "Oh, that was really insensitive. I'm sorry, Ian. I was just trying to make a jibe on him."
Jan's like, I understand. He's very insensitive.
Hey, thanks so much for listening. We hope you enjoyed. This show would literally not be possible without the generous support of our patrons over at Patreon. If you like the show and you want to help support it, head on over to patreon.com/complexaction. Supporting can get you access to GM notes and even the ability to vote on the direction that this story is going to take. That's patreon.com/complexaction to help out. Also, there were several NPCs and organizations which were provided by patrons of Complex Action, and the ones that were in this episode and featured in this current episode were the Dragons Gang and their leader Icefyre, and was submitted by Robert McPherson. So thank you very much, and thank you for supporting. Also, the character art that you may have seen on our YouTube page and various social media places was done by Ethan Brewerton. Check out his awesome Shadowrun artwork at esbrewerton.tumblr.com. The background music in this episode is brought to you by Prism Shard. To hear more of his Shadowrun-inspired music, head on over to soundcloud.com/prism-shard and give him some love. The Topps Company Inc. has sole ownership of the names, logo, artwork, marks, photographs, sounds, audio, video, and or any proprietary material used in connection with the game Shadowrun. The Topps Company Inc. has granted permission to Complex Action to use such names, logos, artwork, marks, and or any proprietary materials for promotional and informational purposes on its websites, but does not endorse and is not affiliated with Complex Action in any official capacity whatsoever.